Just Dessert by Abbey. Desta had spent the entire day cleaning the house for the feast her family was having that night. She had swept, dusted, and polished every room in the house, getting ready for her company. Desta had been planning the feast for a long time. She knew that she would make chicken, mashed potatoes, bread, and salad for the main dish. She also knew that the best part of her feast would be the dessert. Desta would make pumpkin pie for dessert, but not just any pumpkin pie, a poison pumpkin pie. What Desta's family didn't know about her was that she had always felt left out of all the big family gatherings. When the family went on a big family hike, no one invited her. When they all went swimming in the pond and had a picnic, no one invited her. These things were small, but it was every single event. It was as if they didn't want anything to do with her, but no more. She would go to see her friend Nia the witch to get the dust that would change her family forever. The dust would make her family do whatever Desta told them to do, and it would also make them consider her for everything they do. No more would she be left out. After Desta gets the dust, she will have to get the perfect pumpkin and make her pie. It would be perfect. Her life would finally be perfect. Desta started to walk to Nia's hut to buy the dust for her pie. As she walked, she went over her plan in her head. When she got to the hut, Desta was welcomed by Nia. "What can I help you with today?" Nia asked. "I need some changing dust," said Desta. "I need to change my family." "You do know that changing dust makes your family do what you say and consider you for everything, right?" Nia reminded Desta. "Yeah, I know. I need it to make them pay for leaving me out all these years," responded Desta. "I'm sorry, but I can't sell you this dust based on what you told me you're using it for," said Nia. "Why not?" Desta exclaimed. "I thought you were my friend." "I am," Nia said, "which is why I can't sell this to you. For your own good." Desta was so mad at Nia for not taking her side, but she had a backup plan. A plan so crazy it might actually work. She was going to steal the dust. "Look, something looks like it's smoking," Desta said as she pointed to the corner. "Where?" Nia exclaimed. When Nia turned around, Desta grabbed the changing dust off the table. "Aha!" Desta said with excitement. "I have the changing dust." At that moment, Nia lunged for her wand and began casting a spell to stop Desta. But how? "You will pay for this. You will learn your lesson," shouted Nia. Desta took a handful of the dust out of the pouch and threw it in Nia's face. The minute it hit her, Nia stumbled back a few steps, and the look in her eyes changed. It went from a look of anger to a look of confusion. "What just happened?" Nia asked in confusion. "You were about to give me this dust for free," Desta said, lying. "Why would I do that?" Nia asked. "Give me the dust," said Desta. "Okay," said Nia, still confused. At that, Desta left the hut, taking the dust with her. Her plan had worked. Now all she had to do was get a pumpkin and bake her pie. On her walk to the pumpkin patch, she remembered two things. The first thing she remembered was Nia's warning. She said that she shouldn't use the dust for her own good. What had she meant? The other thing she remembered was that Nia had cast a spell when Desta took the dust. Desta wondered what the spell would do to affect the outcome of her pie. When Desta got to the pumpkin patch, she found one particular pumpkin was almost glowing. That was the one. She could almost feel it. Desta bought the pumpkin and went home to make the feast. Once the feast was ready, her family started to arrive. They all hung up their coats and sat down at the table to eat. The feast was amazing. Just like Desta had hoped, everything was perfect. When everyone was done with the feast, Desta went back into the kitchen to bake her pie. But something wasn't right. When she got out the pumpkin, it started glowing again. It had to be the spell Nia put on Desta. Desta didn't know exactly what the spell did, but Desta began to feel strange. Whenever she tried to cut the pumpkin, it kept glowing, and she couldn't do it, but she had to. She would try one last time. But she lowered the knife, and it grew even brighter. When the knife touched the pumpkin, it disappeared. But so did Desta. Desta was never seen again. The end.